$340. What was left in your checking account on the 22nd? Not after rent. After everything. Across town, Marcus, leased BMW, Tulum Photos, $480,000 a year, has $312 left in his. That's the story nobody tells you. The real one ends at a kitchen table at 11:47 p.m., a spreadsheet finally showing the honest number, and a cold realization, income was never the point. You learned young that the number on your paycheck mattered most. So you chased it. Maybe you hit $140,000 by 34. Still, you were one bad month from a conversation you didn't want to have. Marcus earns $480,000. Taxes take $196,000. Mortgage, $6,200 a month. Private school, $3,800. 2 leased cars, $2,100. By December 31st, he's saved $14,000. Most years, less. He earns more in a month than some earn in a year, and he is building nothing. The gap between what you earn and what you keep is the only number that matters. Not salary. Not title. The gap. Ellis, 28, Columbus, Ohio. $67,000 a year. A 2018 Civic with 74,000 miles. She saves $500 a month, automatically, without exception, into an index fund. No product, no guru, just patience. Year 1, $6,200. Feels like nothing. It isn't. At 32, $30,000. The account earns $210 in a single month she didn't work for. Small. Real. At 41, $147,000. She mentions it once to her sister Priya, who thinks she misheard. At 65, never changing her behavior, $1.4 million. Marcus, at 65, still working, $140,000 in a 401k he raided twice in his 40s. Not retired. Dependent. It happens to everyone eventually. A declined card, an offhand comment, and you finally type the real numbers. Not rounded. Real. The 14 subscriptions totaling $387 a month. The car payment you deserved. The true savings rate, it turns out, is 2%. You've been performing financial stability you don't have. It's uncomfortable. It's also the most valuable night you've had in years, because now you're working with reality instead of impression. Stop managing spending. Start designing around a savings rate. Managing spending trims the edges, cancel 2 subscriptions, cook more, and slowly stops working because the structure never changed. Designing around a rate means the percentage leaves first, on payday, before you feel it. Ellis sets hers at 9%. When she gets a $4,000 raise at 31, she routes $300 of it into the contribution before her lifestyle can absorb it. Math doesn't execute itself. Behavior does. Even in February her car needed $1,100 in repairs and it genuinely hurt. The first real psychological border. Ellis hits it at 30, eating leftover pasta, staring at her phone. $10,400. She closes the app. Opens it again. Still $10,400. She tells no one. There's no one to tell who'd understand why this number feels heavier than last year's bonus. This is proof the mechanism works. It's also lonelier than expected. She's now thinking in decades while everyone around her thinks in pay periods. That isolation never makes it into the personal finance books, but it's real. He isn't a villain. He's 44, works 61 hours a week, hasn't taken a full week off in 3 years. Underneath the BMW is a quiet dread. The structure requires him to perform at this exact level forever. No margin. No room to get sick, get tired, or want something else. That dread has a name: zero optionality. Options come from the gap. The $500 Ellis moved every month while Marcus upgraded to the next tier. This isn't a judgment on Marcus. It's a warning to you. The hardest part isn't the math. It's identity. The car you drive is a sentence. The restaurant you suggest is data people file without telling you. When you pack lunch and say, "I'm good," at the bar, you feel the gap between who you are and what the outside reads. Ellis's coworker Dana, 33, earns $58,000, drives a new Kia on financing, vacations 3 times a year on credit, and looks like she's winning. Dana has $4,200 saved and $31,000 in debt. Ellis knows what her own spreadsheet says at 3 a.m. She drives the Civic home without needing anyone to notice the difference. At 55, Ellis crosses $612,000, still on $500 a month, now grown with raises to $900. She runs into Marcus's world once, at a mutual friend's wedding. He looks tired in a way money was supposed to prevent. She doesn't say anything. She doesn't need to. At 65, her account crosses $1.4 million. She didn't get a windfall. She didn't pick a winning stock. She just never stopped, and she let 37 years do what they do to consistent money. Generational wealth doesn't start with a number. It starts with a decision nobody applauds, the decision to be the kind of person whose net worth and whose paycheck are not the same story. Marcus chased the bigger number every year and ended up dependent on it forever. Ellis chose the smaller number, on purpose, every single month, and ended up free. The $500 was never about the $500. It was about who you become by keeping the promise 500 times in a row. That's the part the spreadsheet can't show you until you've already lived it.